Hello everybody, welcome back to the Kasumi Clan. This is Twintail here. I'm back with you folks with another deck profile. This is after Bushiroad Spring Fest 2022 at Ontario, California. As you can kind of tell, this is actually in the hotel room, so this is happening on the day of. So our team, as you see on Twitter already, we went 5-2. I was position A as your deck profile we're going to see today for BanG. Darkness was Sword Art Online, Alicization 8 win over on the second lane, and Megane, who's actually helping me record this, is position C as the quintessential quintuplist using the Yosiba bar into the Ichigo choice. But the two decided that only I should be one who should be recording my deck profile because I somehow went 7-0, so we go ahead and get right into the build. So we start off with none other than on stage Hagumi Kichizawa. She is an on play. Discard 1, put the top card of her deck to our clock. 2, search our deck for a yellow climax specifically, and she gives the character plus 1000 until end of turn. Moving on to our other zeros, we play 2. World of Colors, card with seconds using on play, discard 1. Look at up to your top 4 cards of your deck for a yellow character. Add to your hand, discard mill the rest. Then we play only 2 copies of Sister I Adore Rimi Ushigome. She is our salvage brainstorm and also gives 500 power to a character until end of turn at the beginning of our climax phase. Then we move on to blue cards. We of course play 3 copies of Rush, and Craziness to Yukina Minato. She is an on-play Akane ability, so on-play, pay 1, gain ourselves to search for a level 1 or lower character, and when damage that I receive, so when someone's front attacking into Yukina here, we will be able, if I cancel the damage from that, I can bounce it back to end. So very handy, especially against on reverse combos. So we're talking Kaguya-sama, we're talking 8 Gold Bar Fate, we're talking Ruby from the trial deck in Ruby, things like that of nature. If you're lucky enough to cancel, you can dodge it that way. Of course, you also play 3 copies of Rush, and Craziness 2 Pario. She is an on-play. We're going to talk her over deck. If it's a music character, she gets 1500 power and 1 level until end of turn. And she's also a clean cut to help us go a little more aggressive in the early game. And to help with our blue count, which matters. Then I also play 2 copies of On Violin Rui Yashio. She is an on-play. If I have 2 or more other music characters, I can draw 1, discard 1, and she has Act. Pay 1, sacrifice her to summon a character with a level equal to or less than my level from my hand. So very easy way to cheat out some of our early plays or our tutors, which we actually do run. And we also play 1 copy of Astral Harmony Rui Yashio. She is an on-play mill 2. If we mill a level 0 or lower character, she may side without penalty, so very handy against say a standby matchup. And on-play, she's a climax swap. And rounding out our zeros is, what was it again? Secret Spot Arisa Ichigaya. She is an on-play, pay 1, discard 1, look at up to the top 3 cards of her deck, add 1 card monster to her hand, and mill the rest. So moving on to level 1s, we don't play that many. We, of course, play 4 copies of Astral Harmony, Nanami Hiromachi. On both turns, if we have 2 or more other mystic characters, she gets 1000 power, making her a 55. And with climax combo with our music, on attack, we may, if we're playing a game, we may discard a mystic character to up to top 5 check for 2 mystic characters, act them to hand, and mill the rest. So very easy way to just go through a deck very quickly without having to interact with our opponent and get trade out characters that we kind of want in the waiting room versus get characters that we want into our hand for later. Okay, we also play 2 copies of Sparkling Night Sky Kasumi Toyama. She's a level 125. On play, we reveal the top card of our deck. If it's a music character, give a character plus 2k to end turn. Very, very handy for that. And she's also a level 1 bomb. If I would get matched up against, say, Mushoku Tensei Standby, very, very easy out to those disturbing Eris combos. And to round out our level 1s, we also play Member Introduction Pario. She's a 2k counter with a Soul Trigger icon since we are playing Choice. And if we use her backup, if all of our characters are music, by the way they are, we can refund ourselves with a card from the top of our deck to our stock. So that's our level 1s. Level 2s, this is where things get very spicy. We play 3 copies of Morphonica, Nanami Hiromachi. She is level -2 on the stage, so anti-change bombs and the like do not affect her whatsoever. If we have 2 or more other mystic characters, she gets 1,500 power, and the ability of the character in front of her cannot side, so you cannot take advantage of that level 0 so easily. And on play from hand, if we have a full board, we can stock a music character from our waiting room. So very, very handy, very, very nice to combo off of, where was it? On violin, Rui Yoshio, to just really Omega Profit, have a 10-5 beater that also swings for 2. We also play, of course, 1 copy of One Day Wedding Bride Sayonamabuki. She's a level assist, and she also has the infamous ability, if we have an event in our waiting room, we can rest her and 1 other character to give a character the ability of, for that turn, the opponent cannot play backups or events during that card's battle. So very, very easy way to just you like get to copy like Kaguya-sama's Miyuki early play to just bully problem cards that way. And to round out our level 2s, we are not running out level 2s. We also play 2 Bunch of Luck. These are our only 2 events. Ye old stock swap, very, very key against matchups like Slime Memory or even Slime Choice, or any other deck that just wants to achieve high compression and just have a lot of clean stuff for no real reason. And to end, we also play 3 copies of Astonishing Speed Pario. Everyone knows that in conjunction with Roush, and Craziness 2 Choo-Choo is a very, very bugging combo. Kind of one of the reasons why people fear BanG Dream right now. So Pario, if we have the Choo-Choo on board, she gets 5,500 power and character hand on core, and she gets all of our other Roush, and Craziness 2 Choo-Choos 2k power, cannot be chosen by opponent's card abilities, and on attack pay 1 to Twin Drive. And Choo-Choo herself, she is an early play if we have 2 or fewer requirements in our waiting room. She gets 1,000 power for each of our other characters in the back row, and she's a delayed heal, so at the beginning of the younger circuit we play her from hand, because they were making for Raisin's winning decks, so Raisin's winning decks do play Accelerate. They went to Accelerate purposely before to heal it down with Masking, but that's a story for another time. But this early play package, easily 13k plus on the Choo-Choo to just heal down and really, really clean up shop at level 2. And to round out level 2s, we have 2 counters. We do have playing a Melody Taya. She is a 3k memory kick counter. Very, very handy against cards that play recurrables. Recurrable early plays. If you ever play against, say, Alice Sensation, they do play the Alice and Asuna with character hand on core. You're playing against Slime, especially the memory build, they play the Memories of Japan Shizu early play that has hang on core. You're playing against Konosuba, the strongest mage Union has hang on core, so very, very handy against cards like that, and just become annoying for a while. And of course, to round out our level 2s, we play Club Show. Arisa, she is our 2/5 counter that also has the ability to pay 2 to deck refresh. This card has really, really been key to just really, really avoid easy damage for your opponent from refresh points, as well as to really put yourself in a better compression state. And now we finally move on to level 3s. We have Time for Our Life, Kasumi Toyama. Guardians providing like the SPs for the Saya and the Kasumi here. So climax combo with Melody of Bonds or Standby. First of all, during our turn, if we have 2 or more other popping party characters, she gets 4k power, so that'll be 13. And with the Standby character, she gets on attack, we may pay 1, discard 1, we burn 1 at that point, and she gets the following ability until end of turn. At the beginning of the encore step, if the character in front of her is either reverse or there's no character there period, you can pay another 1 stock and discard 1 to burn 3. So she is 3 instances on 1 card. Very, very explosive if we set it up right. And Standby helps us get into our pieces. If we have to bring out, say, Where was the Nanami just being annoying beat stick that our opponents cannot actually deal with so easily, given that the majority of the meta is not playing level 0 or level 1 bombs for that matter, or even setting up things like our, say, Parios early, just so that we do not need to spend the extra stock to commit to her or even Saya level assist. So, really, really good finisher. And of course, we are not subject to the restrictions in KP, so we also play one copy of Arsa Ichigaya. We don't play her for our climax combo, we just play her for 2 senses. She's a global 1500 to music, and she has the on-play Fumio ability. So on-play, we may rest one of our characters. Our opponent picks 1 climax in their waiting room and then shuffle everything else back. This has helped me get lead those so many times throughout the tournament today. So personally, I ended up going, I think it's because I personally went 1-7 or 7-0. I'm sorry, I'm like very, very tired after all that. So round 1, I went up against Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. It was the typical Weiss Choice into Roxy Pants build. The guy was still kind of getting used to the deck, but he was overall able to figure things out. We almost went into game, but we were able to finish in a timely manner, and I ended up winning that due to just realizing, I was able to just predict like where he was going to go and just preemptively set up for his shenanigans. Moving over to round 2, this is where we're kind of, we start seeing, this is where we can still see something WTF happening. This is probably where, one of the times where they feel probably a stronger player on Megane's lane, and they took like a jank player play on my lane, because no way was I expecting, or very, very scrimmage, and I was expecting someone to actually be a madman and play the Sword Art Online Alicization 8-win deck. I believe this one they were playing the Alicization set 2 Alice into the set 1 level 3 Alice. So if your opponent cancels her damage, you mill your top 6 for every soul trigger among them. You shuffle that many back from your opponent's waiting room, and you deal that much damage. So that was that was something, but I was able to win there because I don't crutch on standby nearly as much as, say, Mushoku Tensei 8 standby or the Ares Galen build. Okay, moving over to round 3. This is a mirror, kinda. So I play against BanG Train, it's an afterglow deck. I played 8 gold bar. It's just it's really hilarious. Like a guy played the AAO Himari, so we both took it. I decided to take advantage of it, give him a character, give myself a character, so that the idea was that I felt that I had the stronger deck or stronger card pool in my deck to work off of. So I was going like, sure, he gets a search, but I also get a search. So I just decided, sure, I will cure you with you to give you something, I'll get something, I don't care. And just like accelerate the game state. And yeah, that is where I ended up winning. I almost died to Mocha endgame because I was very compressed, and I was like, oh, Mocha, a guy had a game with double. Now's the time for a live Kasumi, but he would end up surviving at 3-5. He again brought the Mocha, or 3-5 or 3-6, I don't remember. And then he brought 2 Mochas, tried to end the game, but I survived at 3-6 and was able to just close the game out from there. I was really cooked. Moving over to round 4, I play against Love Life Sunshine, the typical Chica stock soul with an empty burger or salvage build. That was a little crazy, the Chica Yo early play game plan is still obnoxious. You can just take a bunch of damage for no reason against that deck. I was falling behind damage, but I was able to maintain. I was able to eventually get to a more compressed deck state, mitigate the burns off of the Mira Ticket Yo, and eventually just seal the deal by just having stupid compression. Club Show RSO was big carry that game, where I had a 10-card deck with most likely 3 climaxes. The guy was swinging for 4 for Lika, and I was like, no, I should just go ahead and refresh my 5 climaxes back in there. And yeah, unless I shuffle terribly, easy cancel. When we go round 5, we play against, that time I got reincarnated as a slime, the Shion Rimuru A choice build. The guy was kind of having a bit of trouble getting his things working. I think he got kind of brick here and there, so I was able to capitalize off of that and eke the win out eventually, despite what Slime has access to in the A choice build. It can get pretty obnoxious. It can just make big boards or compress you out for no real reason, like the memory deck. But I was able to eke out due to the guy falling behind in resource count. Round 6, I play against Ruby. It is the Weiss Schwarz combo into the Ruby Standby combo. Unfortunately, I had 2 turbo refreshes. I only refreshed with 6 coin masses. That did not happen in the games. It did not really happen all that much in the games before that. So I was getting a little concerned with the suboptimal refreshes. But eventually, the guy did run out of gas. He was unable to really deal with the 2-2 Pario board that BanG was set up. And I was just able to put him in a very, very bad deck state where vanilla swings were enough to just take it eventually. And ending the tournament at round 7. Round 7 was actually a surprise round because they announced at the beginning of the event that it was going to be 6 rounds, but oh well, here we are at round 7. I played against that time I got reincarnated as a slime, the typical Shizu packs with an empty burgers / salvage matchup. So you're just trying to put like a yes cards in memory, and I decided to capitalize on the fact that for that matchup, their worst deck by far is the first deck. So I just try to slam climaxes in to just try to deal as much damage to my opponent before they can achieve their first refresh with their yes cards in memory. And I held a damage lead for most of the game and was able to ride that on to close the game out pretty quickly overall. So that was the run. I was actually pleasantly surprised that this ended up working well. I chose not to play any other finishers. I don't like Astral Harmony Martial Kurata due to the fact that she does not offer extra instances of damage. She's more of a damage confirmation, and I felt in this current meta that top end is too defensive for my case. There was also Roush Un and Craziness Lisa Imai that I was considering, but I felt that it was a risky game plan due to the fact that Weiss Schwarz could just do Weiss Schwarz things and trap your other Lisas in your stock or what have you. So I didn't really want to go that route. And I just didn't feel like any other top end was really worth it to play alongside the fair and balanced early play package that is Choo-Choo and Pario. So overall, I'm very pleasantly surprised with the performance of this deck. It felt overall very stable. All my opponents were very good sports. All my opponents were very, very fun to play with. So again, thank you all for the great event. And unfortunately, couldn't go all the way, but Megane and Darkness were able to do what they could. So I do appreciate them for being cooperative teammates nonetheless. So that being said, Megane, any other questions you want to ask me or anything like that?
First off, I would like to say congratulations on your 7-0. I'd like to say, were you very surprised when you were able to accomplish such a feat in your Weiss Schwarz history?
I definitely am, given the fact that, as far as I'm concerned, absolutely no one that I can think of or that people can name will be able to actually cough up a bill like that. People just think that now is the time for our live Kasumi Toyama combo is just really, really unstable. The fact that she consistently heal. If the combo fails to kill, you just kind of run out of resources and therefore have nothing to really piggyback off. People think the way that I built it is probably a little Madman, a card that was just really, really, a card that was a little like, I'll be honest, a little question mark about was honestly the World of Colors card reselector, because of the fact that I play only, I don't play that many yellow characters despite being, despite crushing on a yellow level 1 climax combo. So it's a little ironic. But overall, it's definitely a shock to wait, this deck actually held its own against some mega contenders, Mushoku Tensei, Weiss Choice, Roxy Pass. That's definitely no slouch of a deck whatsoever. Low Light Sunshine, I think people underrate the hell out of the deck. The early play package is still obnoxious. Of course, any slime deck is still meta to some extent, some more than others, but the fact that it was able to do well against those 4 decks while avoiding being just outright surprised or shocked by the out there matchups, I'm very glad that it worked out the way it did.
Would you looking at the other players that were on your team, were there any matchup that you would want to have more of instead, or did you think that you were overall flexible throughout the event?
I think the idea was the way that I built my deck. It was such that the way that I see Weiss Schwarz, you just have to take advantage of what is your title capable of, what can you put that works together very well, and what will give you the best chance against the widest range of matchups. So overall, I felt like no matter which lane I was in, I was most likely going to do decently well, assuming orange doesn't screw me over. So I just felt like at this point I'm very familiar with most of the possible English matchups that I shouldn't really be outright surprised or overwhelmed by what most of the English decks out there can do.
What is your advice for people who want to get into this deck right out of the gate?
Alright, so something that people gotta really alright, so the game with this deck is you are working with a lot of moving pieces, and you want to take advantage of the fact that the Nanami combo. Does the card show up right on your camera?
Yes.
Right. So the Nanami combo. Take advantage of the fact that in this specific deck, you want your standby targets in your waiting room. So we're talking things like your Morphonica Nanamis in the waiting room, or even the Astonishing Speed Parios in your waiting room, so that you can just kind of pop them out with a standby you might accidentally trigger along the way. The way that gonna be worse. You just kind of go through your deck of characters. You might accidentally end up triggering a climax or two, right? Mm-hmm. And I like that Nanami specifically says discard a music character. So a lot of people can go, oh, I play standby, but my standby targets, the ones they want to bring out for free, get stuck in my hand, so they're like, well, no problem. What if your Climax combo just automatically does that for you? I really like that this deck has the flexibility of, I'll put the cards I want in my hand to my hand via, like the idea is like, the Nanami combo. I like that she is a exchange cards I want in a waiting room for standby for cards I want in my hand. So looking for, obviously most people should already know this. If they've seen this deck played a gazillion times, we try to find things like Rush and Craziness to Choo for the easy early play and heal down. And we always set up our standby targets in the waiting room to have them ready to be summoned out via the standby trigger, via triggering or playing them on a subsequent turn. So the idea is that you actually learn how to maintain, hey, what should go in waiting room, what should go in hand, keep track of the deck state, know when to use your counters, know when to use your stock swaps, your formula. A lot of it's kind of knowing, having a lot of situational awareness, having things in the right place at the right time whenever you need it. It's a multi-toolbox deck in the way that I built it. So it is something that will definitely test your patience. It is something that will definitely test your skill as a Weiss Schwarz player. I definitely don't think it's a beginner-friendly deck whatsoever. So, but I think if you give it time, I think you can definitely achieve something. Either something's close or something even better than what I ended up achieving today. So I do definitely think there's potential. Things that I may want to change, maybe you want to play more yellow cards to take advantage of World of Colors card group. But other than that, I think the overall this deck build is pretty solid as it gets for the most part, as far as I can tell.
Finally, are there any last final thoughts you would like to give about Bushiroad Spring Fest 2022, and also any other shoutouts or comments you would like to give?
All right, first of all, so I'm very glad that the turnout was as it was. We had 62 teams, so 186 players. So it proves that the game is definitely still maintaining. It's still strong. It's still robust. People still want to come out despite the health risks. We are still kind of under this pandemic thing going on, but we were able to make it work. I'm very, many special thanks to Bushiroad for cooperating with the local authorities with health guidelines and all that good stuff to make this event possible. Of course, the things that were very disturbing were the not one, not two, but three total repairs that just really irritated the heck out of myself and people in the venue overall who were there for Weiss Schwarz. But other than that, I'm very glad that the Bushiroad judges and staff really worked hard to make this all possible. Really grateful for them in getting this up and running again. Hopefully not hear about any breakouts or anything like that after we come out of this event. Overall, I had a lot of fun. Very glad to see the Weiss Schwarz community is, at least at these events, is still overall very humble, very kind, very welcoming, very open. I really had fun enjoying playing all 7 rounds. All my opponents have been as I said, were very good sports. So really enjoyed the energy that we had. And of course, again, special thanks to both Megane and Darkness for being there to keep me company, to help us make this achievement as not just myself, Twintail, but also for us at the Chuni clan as a whole. And I also want to, of course, thank you folks, the Embracers, for lending your support whenever we request out of you. So very grateful for that. And moving forward, I definitely look forward to taking the time between now and the next event to keep my skills as sharpened as possible, my knowledge of the game as robust as possible, while also doing what we can to continue bringing you awesome content. So that way, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video out. They really help us. It goes a long way. And continue to embrace the darkness. And we will catch you next time. Bye.